What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And I thought we would do just a very quick garage fleet update here on the channel because we did do our first live stream and I had at least a question or two about a few vehicles that have left the channel, namely the Mercedes. So I wanted to again give an update on what is currently in the garage and how we've got everything wedged in the garage. Now the last update, I think we had the Mercedes and at least one or two at the time rebuilder, I call them rebuilder Grand Cherokees, my save the WJ Grand Cherokees at the rental house. So before the move, I did get rid of, again, if I had one or two extra WJs at the time, those got sold finally, and the Mercedes. I kind of wanted to keep that longer, but again, with the move and everything else coming up, it was just good timing to let the Mercedes find a new home, and someone bought it that lives in Arkansas that has a collection of big body luxury vehicles, Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, a bunch of big body stuff. He drove down with a buddy. They bought the S500 and drove it back home. I didn't get any angry phone calls, so I assume it made it there without an issue, and I don't think it would have any issues. That thing floated down the road, but I thought I would go through both garages here today now that they're kind of put together. Now my garage over here is an absolute mess because I still haven't gotten things put away yet, but we can at least see what vehicles are here and there. All right, guys, so starting off in her garage, which there's a lot of mine in her garage, but at the previous house, this side was her garage. It was just a one car, a very oversized one car side. But in this house, we did expand or push that garage wall further over so you can have a full 18-foot wide garage door and make it a lot more usable. You've gained a whole nother parking space. Again, I think this is like 26 feet deep, if I recall. So it's decently long and very wide. So we've got the TRX obviously still here. This thing had basically been locked away in the garage. It was in a storage unit for like half of the rental house, and then it left the storage unit, came back to the rental house garage, but it always had a vehicle behind it in the driveway, so it was never convenient to get it out and do anything with it. You had to move a car and move another car. It was not convenient. So now in the new garage, it can easily find its way out. The bike is of course in front of it, but yeah, it's a lot more obtainable to get out of the garage and do things with. So I'm hopeful that we will have some upcoming content with the TRX. Is there any planned content, or do I have any mods coming up? No, it does actually have an issue that it's had for a little while now. If you guys have been on the channel for a while, you may remember we did take this engine apart and replace a head gasket and cylinder head. No, it wasn't from doing anything ridiculous. This had loose head bolts causing a misfire, causing it to burn coolant. And at the time, I did not take the other side apart. Again, this is under warranty. It's a brand new vehicle. I am the technician that unfortunately or fortunately has to work on my own vehicle under warranty. But at the time, I just did one cylinder head, not the other one, because it is an absolute nightmare. And I think we are using coolant. And intermittently on cold start, we have a little bit of a rough idle. Again, I think the other cylinder head obviously has loose head bolts also. So one of these days I'm gonna have to get it in the shop, pull the body off the frame, get the supercharger off and replace the other side head and head gasket, but it's still very usable. It's a mess that I'll have to deal with in the future. But other than that, I don't really have any cool mods sitting in wait for the truck. Now her bolt, this is a 2023 Bolt EUV, and we've made a video or two with this thing, and so far it has been really, really good. I know some people hate electric vehicles, but man, it's kind of convenient plugging the thing in your garage the next morning, having it fully charged, which brings up the next thing. The new house has level 2 charging out in the garage. The whole time we were in the rental house, we had just 110, a normal wall outlet, and we're level 1 charging, which is extremely slow when you own an electric vehicle. The new house we had wired up for 240 volt out into the garage so we could have level 2 charging, and what a game changer that has been. You know, just from plugging in the level 1 charging and it taking, you know, 2 days to try and catch up from driving a lot, you now plug this thing in and before midnight it's already up to 100%. It is absolutely awesome having level 2 charging at home, which of course it would be charging quicker, but yes, she's got almost 9,000 miles on this thing, and the range, everything's been great. Nothing has been bad. It's just been her daily, and it's been working very well. Let's see, the last one over here in the garage is my new daily driver, my 2019 ZX6R. We've done a video or two with this bike now, fixing all of the little interesting modifications that the previous owner did, and gosh, I'm just very, very happy to be back on 2 wheels. It's been like 2.5 years since I had a bike. I sold my bike and a few vehicles to fund the TRX purchase, and now am thankful enough to be able to get back onto a bike and absolutely love daily riding again. It is very nice getting 40 plus miles to the gallon, going down the highway to work every day. Now that our commute, or my commute, I should say, has, I think, like tripled in distance from the previous rental house to work. So I'm very thankful, very happy. It's warm right now in Kansas, so it's jump on the bike in the morning, blast to work, and run back home at the end of the day. Loving the bike. I still badly want to get this thing to the drag strip. I would love to get back on the road course on a bike. And yeah, so I have a video that I'm currently working on the bike, making it breathe a little bit better, that I need to finish and then finish editing. So yeah, that thing I'm very, very happy with. And it's not even white. It doesn't match the vehicles, but I love the thing anyways. Now guys, jumping over into my garage, don't mind the absolute mess that is all piled up on that wall. I still have not got time to put things away. We've been in the house now for roughly a month, which kind of also brings up the fact her and I want to make a what did it cost to build in 2023 video. And I'm hoping it's not going to be a boastful video saying, oh, we spent this much money. I want it to be more of an informative video showing how outrageous building costs are right now. Not just in Kansas, anywhere. Materials, labor, everything is just absolutely ridiculous, and how horribly over budget we are on the house, even though we didn't do anything additional. It's a long story, and we will get into it in that future video. But in that month's time, I haven't really put much away because I've just been working on vehicles now that I've got a real garage again. So I have not put things away. But here in the back of the garage, we've got the old trusty here, cheap Jeep, my 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4.7 that's been on the channel more than probably any other vehicle has, with all of the mods and repairs and engine rebuilds and everything else that we do with cheap Jeep, the off-roading. What do we have planned, or what needs done on cheap Jeep? It is pretty much bulletproof right now. Everything's been gone through. We just rebuilt the engine with all of our cool new parts. Everything, it is the driest 4.7 liter Grand Cherokee on the road. The only thing dripping right now is my transfer case. I need to reseal the case halves. That means pulling the transfer case, splitting the case, re-siliconing, and going back together. That is obviously very low priority. It's got a piece of cardboard under it here in the new garage, and it is back under cover. Again, the whole time, the 16 months during the build, this poor girl had to sit back outside. So I'm just happy the thing gets to rest under cover now. So it's obviously going nowhere. I love the thing, and it works so darn well off-road. I think the last time with the Jeep, we put our new automatic locker in the front, and we still have not been off-roading. The group has not been back out since, but eventually, surely, once it cools off, we will get all the Jeeps back out, and we'll get to test out the front locker and it should do really, really well. Let's see, the Goofy trailer over here is a stand-up motorcycle trailer. It's, again, been in storage for over a year. That thing is really, really cool. That will be utilized when we are taking the motorcycle to track days in the future. It's just a really nice thing. It was an awesome Facebook Marketplace buy for really cheap, and those things are really, really outrageous. All right, now to our current Save the WJ's rebuilder here. This is our 99 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4.7 liter 373 trailer tow upcountry Jeep that's kind of done. I actually just listed the thing on Facebook Marketplace. I had a bunch of comments asking with the last video with it, where do I sell these things? Where do I get rid of them? I just list them on local Facebook Marketplace. I don't really ever advertise any on social media that I am selling these things. I feel weird that I don't know. I just feel weird that I'm selling them, buying them broken or cheap and selling them. I understand that's what people do, but I just like showing you guys the repair and modifications on these things. In the Wichita, Kansas area, these things all fixed up go for $55,000 to $7,000, and I know that sounds like a lot for a 20-plus-year-old vehicle, but they're getting very hard to find that aren't completely rusted out and torn to pieces. This thing has a mile-long listing on Facebook Marketplace talking about all of the repairs, the modifications, and the maintenance done. I mean, every single fluid on this thing has been gone through. We've replaced all of the cool factory parts and pieces and the lift and you guys know what I do to every single one of these things. So it is the current daily driver when I'm not on the motorcycle. If I need to haul something to work or haul something around, I am driving whatever the current Jeep is that I'm working on. So that is that thing. Now we will move further into the garage so we can talk about the last few items up here at the front. All right, so moving one spot forward in my side of the garage, we've got the car that probably a lot of people haven't even seen on the channel. This thing was locked away in a storage unit for the whole duration of the build. It's been sitting for almost 16 months in storage, and it did come out 2 times last season for 2 track days, but it has been, for the most part, in a storage unit under a big plastic drop cloth, just living its life, hoping that no mice have got to it, and I've obviously driven it. It came over here. I see no signs of mice, no signs of chewing, no signs of rodent dropping, so I think it was safe and it has escaped its year-long tomb unscathed. So I am very happy to get this thing back in my garage, in my possession, be able to walk out and see the dumb thing every day, and I hope we've got a upcoming track day with this thing. There is a track day coming up in September, which it's September now, mid-September, that I am hopeful to get this thing ready so we can actually run this car a couple times this year and get back on track. I am in process of hopefully getting some fresh tires. Now, all of those are tires for the Camaro. About half of those are pretty tired tires. And then we've got 4 fresh tires, but we're trying to get some wider rear tires. And then we do have a couple of cool parts for the Camaro that I need to get bolted on before we go to the track. So yeah, that is what we've got planned on the Camaro. And if you guys don't know from the big ridiculous spoiler on the back, this is a 2018 ZL1 1LE Camaro. That's the supercharged V8 Camaro, and the 1LE package adds the track pack, factory coilovers, factory adjustable sway bar, the big aero. It's got aero in the front. Its only purpose in life was to go very, very fast around a road course, and it does that very, very well. It makes you look like a hero driver. I'm always so pleasantly pleased or happy with the car, how it acts on track. I mean, it just works. It's a scalpel cutting through the corners. It makes you look like a hero driver on track. And yeah, it works well and it does what it's supposed to do every single lap. Over here, we've got my 2015 Lamar This is a 18-foot steel deck trailer. This thing has been with me. I bought this thing new, and it hauls basically what it was for, is hauling Camaros to race events. Prior to this Camaro, I had a previous Camaro, and that's what the trailer was set up for, and luckily, obviously, this Camaro works great on there. It just got a fresh set of tires. I badly need to do trailer brakes on this thing, so hopefully eventually we'll be doing a video adding additional electric trailer brakes to this. It only has one axle worth of trailer brakes, which are pretty worn out and done at this point. I would love to add trailer brakes on both axles, which I have never done before, but it looks very straightforward and would maybe be interesting to do here on the channel. Up on the trailer, we've got my 2012 Mongoose Deception 29er. That thing actually has been on the channel once. We've taken a single track bike ride with the thing. It needs some maintenance and repairs from sitting for a year in the rental house, just like everything else, it seems like. Over here we've got, again, don't mind the mess, we've got our toolbox set up with stuff all over it. We do have our tire rack up top and our cool stainless cabinets that work decently when you actually put stuff back away. So guys, that is the update on the garage and the fleet currently living in the garage. And man, I'm just very thankful, like I've said a million times, to now again finally have the space in the garage to start working on things again. It was just very brutal being in the rental and not having the space to be able to do what I wanted to do, and you guys understand. So hopefully now we are all up to date on the current vehicles living here and the current vehicles that need to find new homes and the current mods and repairs that need to go down on everything, and we'll now be able to get them knocked out. So guys, like I always say, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.